at long last. Greg Buchanan back in to talk sports. I know we had a CPCA Stampede recap with you, but it's been weeks since you and I have just generally chatted.
Yeah, it's been a while. Calgary is done, now moving forward. So.
Yeah, and plenty, of course, that we can't recap because it's a little dated. Some things we can go over in the immediate vicinity include the Lloydminster Bobcats. We're about a month away from training camp, and a major transaction coming from the Bobcats with 3 players leaving, 3 players coming in, and a couple of surprises in terms of the players exiting the team.
Yeah, especially the one that kind of stands out. I mean, you can touch the other ones in the trade too. Is probably Hunter Lamb. Hunter Lamb was a rookie here with the Bobcats this past season, and really came to in his own. And has some very good skill. So kind of surprised that he was sent off to Fort McMurray. But more than anything, Nigel Dubé is definitely putting his stamp on this team right now.
He absolutely is. You obviously losing Hunter Lamb, you lose some offense there. Even a guy like Andrew Smiley, who is a younger player, you're now not going to go forward with him. But they get 3 guys back who are also younger and have a couple of years at least to develop.
Yeah, I guess you're trading young for young, but whenever you're making a trade, doesn't matter what level of sport you're at, you're trading something that maybe doesn't fit into what you want, and you're trading for something that maybe doesn't fit into Fort McMurray. So you're trading 3 players that didn't fit into Fort Mac, and 3 players that maybe in Nigel's view didn't fit into the Bobcats, and we'll see where we go from here. But Nigel's been busy signing a lot of American players, signing a lot of other players across Alberta, so it'll be interesting to see when they hit the camp in August.
Yeah, it's fair to say it's going to be a very new look for this group, not only in terms of those trades and transactions, but a number of guys who were with the team last year just simply not returning, meaning you're going to have a new leadership core, a new flavor in terms of the vibe in the locker room, and stylistically they'll probably look different as well.
They're going to be different. Nigel Dubé wants his character players. He wants his team developed in the way that he wants them. He kind of took over what was left over from this past season, this past year. So now this year we'll be starting from ground zero with Nigel, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
And another major development last week, specifically over the weekend, was the CPCA's first stop since the Stampede at Little Pine. A little bit of weather putting a damper on the start of the weekend, but it was fun to see Ray Mitswing have a real good go of it.
Yeah, you know, at age of 65, this is his final season of the CPCA, so he's definitely making his mark and wants to win championship number 8. Great way to kick off the second half of the season in Little Pine with a day money win in the opening night, and he is in contention to win the show here tonight.
And you have Todd Baptiste also putting in a good performance. Todd Baptiste really has been the most consistent driver on the tour this year.
Yeah, I think more than anything, Todd over the last number of years has been known for being a great barreler. So he comes out of the infield explosive, but at the same time he has run coming home. And we saw that the Calgary Stampede gets to the championship dash, and look for Todd to be in a contention to win a Canadian championship along with the Chief Ray Mitswing.
And another guy you think has had a kind of a slow start to the season but looked good this last weekend was BJ Carey. Maybe this is the time of the year where BJ starts to put a couple of results together and makes that top 5-6 even more interesting.
Yeah, and I think BJ went into the Calgary Stampede. His horses weren't exactly where they wanted to be, but comes out of the Calgary Stampede very healthy. Had a couple of good runs so far at Little Pine. Expect more of the same in Palmaker next weekend.
And there's plenty to see in the next couple of weeks, as it's going to be a very tight race indeed heading into the CPCA finals here at the Lloyd X.